fine. For the previous meeting, it's still thinking about starting a live stream. That's the document for the newsletter. Oh, we're live. It's the marketing meeting. We've got Lara and Blandine and Sam, and we have apologies from Federico. Can't make it today. Yeah, and I'm just pulling up the marketing meeting document, and let's go and have a look at that. Yeah, so we had quite a short meeting on Monday with no new agenda items, which was actually quite good, as much as it allowed us to get on and get a few things done. I'm just gonna put in, so Thursday, it's the 20th of July. Yeah, Lara, you had some things you wanted to look at. You mentioned already the Facebook page update.
Yeah,
anything else?
I see Federico seems to be quite crazy, so I'll do the social media plan for August. Because I know he wanted to take this on, but I just let me do this for the next month, and you can do the following month.
Right.
And then I see something to do with the podcasts. I just wanted to understand what Federico was doing with podcasts, and maybe I can just help there a bit.
Yeah. So as I understand, yeah. Well, I guess before diving into it, we'll put that in there, and then we can. Yeah. Anything else on your mind?
Just the code of conduct, which we kind of had a chat about.
Oh, yeah,
so that's.
Blandine, can you hear us okay?
Yeah. Today I would talk about and the user ID.
Your audio is breaking up a little bit. You'd like to talk about the user something, sorry?
User ID.
User ID.
And blog posts.
Blog posts, yes. Great. And then I'm just thinking, do I have any new... I guess I had one thing on my mind, which is about follow-up email for inactive members. I guess I've also got the product greeting bot to talk about. So yeah, good show. Let's maybe we'll just glance through the previous action items. So yeah, so we're going to talk about changing the Facebook image. I guess, yeah, we had spoken. Federico was, I think, hoping to like coordinate with you to have a HubSpot demo at some point, which I think is what that is. I sort of assume that the two of you hadn't managed to coordinate, so that kind of stands as another thing to do at some point. Marufa, right, is not here, so we'll move on. We've got, we're greeting people joining the new projects. Right, and I've got this new product greeting bot up. On the podcast, Federica's not here. Marufa's doing interviews, she's not here. We've got various things got done. Oh, that's the HubSpot demo. Yeah, and exploring it. Yeah.
Excuse me, Sam. Can we have the link of the Google Drive, please?
Oh yeah, yeah. I grabbed it from the previous earlier up in the marketing thing, but I'll post it in again. Yeah, that's there.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. So I guess we've got I guess all these HubSpot ones. We've got 3 different things here. They're pretty much all the same thing, right? Which is the Lara Federico HubSpot demo scheduling. And related explore, presumably the demo would involve exploring, updating. Yeah, so yes, can I delete that? And okay, there we go. Right, and then I think this is one we created when we were like, we'd like to connect Facebook to Hootsuite, and there was a question about who could do this last week. Is Lara, in principle, Hootsuite can be connected to Facebook?
Yeah, it can, and I don't know why it's not, because
okay.
I sat in for about 2 hours trying to get it going, and then I don't know why, because if I connect it through on my Hootsuite, it connects fine. So maybe I need to put in a support ticket.
Yeah. I mean, there was a thing where we transferred ownership of the Facebook to, I think, Ad Factory, so that it could be run with the Ad Factory Hootsuite.
I think I've taken Ad Factory off. I must just check, because I'll just check that.
Yeah, maybe need
just quickly check that right now, actually.
Okay, but it's good to know. Certainly, it's something that should in principle be able to do, and if we can't do it, we open a support ticket and we find out. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll have a look. Yeah.
And in principle, Twitter can also be connected to Hootsuite. Is that right?
It can be, definitely.
And
all of them can.
Yes.
All of them can, except LinkedIn is. Twitter can. All of them can.
Yeah.
The only thing they announced was you can't connect LinkedIn groups anymore.
Right.
So, but we've just got a LinkedIn business page, which is great.
Sure. And I remember you saying before, I think that, the reason to not do Twitter initially is because the social media platform, obviously they've got the 140 character limit. And so...
Yeah, and I just think it was about, generating content. And I just think also it was time. Because with Twitter, you need to generate at least 5 quotes for the day.
I
mean, posts per day.
Right. It would seem that one could potentially get value from posting to Twitter less frequently than 5 posts per day.
Yeah. So, I mean, even if we do 2 posts.
Yeah.
And I just think at the time when we took on Agile Ventures.
Oh, yeah. No.
Social media, we just didn't have the time to do
No need to second guess that. That decision at that point. I think it was. Now on Twitter we've stopped. We've lost the stuff that was being posted. For the automated stuff, which I think didn't have much value. I posted, like this. We'd set things up now so that the greeting bots now tell people that they can get a free premium mob programming session if they follow us on Twitter. And I thought, well, we might as well mention that on Twitter as well. And that got a few likes and retweets. So I think also we were thinking about the news stories that are going into the newsletter could also be individually tweeted on Agile Ventures. And then, I mean, at the moment, if someone comes to our Agile Ventures page here on Twitter, they're kind of not going to be very inspired by what they see. Do you know what I mean? Like these thinking to get a bit of content in there, which of course could be done manually. The Blandine's now got access to it. Go on.
Definitely. And I think, it must be all about Agile Ventures. I think that's the thing. I think even going forward for Facebook and LinkedIn and that.
Yeah.
I think we must push more Agile Ventures.
Cool.
And stuff like that. But
Good show. Yeah. But so let's start with, we'll get Facebook hooked up and we'll worry about Twitter next. Blandine's now got access to Twitter. She's disconnected there. Marufa's just saying she's going to come in about 10 minutes. She was committing to do the next NHS report.
Can you send me the link for, the Twitter login details, because then I can just look it up when I'm busy now.
Do you not have those?
I can't remember. I've got a new computer, so
sure. Yeah, absolutely. Let me pass that over to you.
Thank you.
Directly. I might do that because I've got it, because I just gave it to Blandine. And
Thank you.
Find that done, and then we avoid actually creating. So see, like the stickler would create the action item ticket, and then it would have to be dealt with later. But I love just getting things done and not generating tickets. So that information is in your Slack.
Thank you.
So going on there, Federico was going to give me alternate wordings for the Sambot. I guess, just to show you, Lara, have you seen what the new greeting, the sort of group greeting bot is saying?
Not really, no. I don't.
Maybe
I haven't realized it's a bot.
I think you won't have seen it unless you kind of completely left Slack and then rejoined it. So this is just so you're in the loop, so to speak. This is come on. There we go. So this is now when people accept their Slack invitation and first come into Slack. They now, this is the message that they were before always getting this top one, and I was previously, the second paragraph used to link them to a getting started thing in GitHub, and I've replaced that with this promotion of this thing, this idea from Federico, and we've had one person take us up on that.
That's fantastic.
Already. So quite pleased with that. What I've done is I've moved the bot from EC2, where it's costing us money, to Azure, where it's covered by our non-profit plan. And it also means it's very easy to deploy changes to it. So if you have, a new idea, things that you think it would be great to be saying to the new members who are just arriving in Slack for the first time, it's very easy to change now. That's one of our levers that we can pull. But yes, Federico, I think that we last week there was a discussion. Anyway, he was going to submit more alternative words. He's not here. I've also done project greeting bots. That was something we discussed last week. I've now got them deployed. I've got using the same infrastructure actually, which is now much easier to deploy and organize to. This is also sort of looking at the flow of people coming into the system. I've now got this. They're running in a couple of my projects, and also now in two other. I reached out to individual project maintainers, and so, for example, there's Robert in Rundfunk mit Bestimmen, one of the projects for German digital democracy and public broadcasting. And so now what happens is, if somebody joins the channel, then they get an automated message from me, in air quotes, which has been, I've worked with the project maintainer, and it's giving, the information that they think is important for new people to get.
Oh, great. That's fantastic. I think, that's going to make communication a lot easier.
Yes, I hope it's going to make. Go on.
Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
No, I just said I think also from getting people to stay around and get active quickly.
Yes.
Yeah. That's great.
Interesting. I'm just noticing it's not. It's interesting that it's not highlighted, isn't it? I think it's Marufa. Hey, Marufa, are you there?
Hi. Yeah.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent. Good to have you with us. Yes. What was I just saying? Yeah. So the key thing with these things is that at the moment Slack doesn't do channel notifications. Like, project maintainers can't get an active notification that someone's joined their channel. So if they don't check the Slack for 2 days, then a person might join it and not get a welcome. So hopefully this addresses that issues. I think there are steps to go to make it even better. But I've sort of started a project around that, and you can see here it's also greeting in the local support channel. We've got things like here, because it posted recently. Anyway, there's a whole. If one was interested in that, there's a whole that sort of stuff being done. Let's just sort of stop our work through the action items and just check in with Marufa. Did you have some items for the agenda today, Marufa?
I would like to talk about the interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great. We'll just scroll back to action items. Did you manage to print the screen about the block for your email?
Yes, and I put it on, where feedback from interviews and survey. I put it at the bottom of that document. That's on Google Docs.
Oh, okay.
Which I slacked you guys. So okay. I do have a print screen, and there was like two different ways in which I tried to try and get access, but neither of them worked.
Okay, no, that's fine. And right, so it's in that. Right, so there was a document. Yes, I think I did see that document. I'll have to look back at that. Okay, yes, yeah, great. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so you can talk about interviews. Yep. Yeah, you were saying you want to take on doing the next NHS report. I've sent you the materials for that. Did you?
Yes.
You got those?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yep, excellent. Yeah, just going through checking all these other things. So yeah, on Monday, because we didn't have many action items, I actually managed to leap through and get various things done, which is very pleasing. Yeah, is there anything else in here? There's other stuff still for me to do, despite having done all those things. We did start getting a document on the newsletter process. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to update in there about the action items apart from cleaning up the things that and sorting it out. All right, so I think that's our review of the action item. Now, I think Lara might have to go early, so shall we just start with Lara's things? Yes, Lara, did you want to share your screen and talk to us about the Facebook page updates?
Can you bring it up on your computer? Sorry, mine's...
I can. What should I go to the Facebook page itself, or should I go to
marketing? Just go to marketing. Yeah, just go to the marketing channel. I posted
go to the thing that you posted there. Yep. Okay. Here we are. Yes.
Yeah.
Great. So you've taken some of that. Go on.
So yeah, I just thought just keeping it clean. I really like that image of everyone sitting around the table.
Yes.
And then just bringing in some keywords. So I don't know, if people if you like it or not, or if you want changes or you want to see another example, let me know.
Cool, great work. Marufa, Blandine, any thoughts on this?
I really like it. From my interview, I have some words that you might want to add or change.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
know. But I really like the way everyone looked.
Like what?
No, like they said, like one of them was, had said that they like teamwork, and the fact that you have a symbol of people are together, it shows motivation, humor, fun, but it kind of shows, it represents it through the picture. So I really like the one what is really clean. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Great feedback, Marufa. Blandine, any thoughts? Are you hearing us?
No.
All right.
Okay. So.
Well, I was just going to say, I really like it, Lara. There's one thing about this image that I noticed when we used the image is it kind of looks like the three of the people, they've got like either really heavy eyebrows or really heavy glasses. And I was I remember when I was using it, I was wondering if that was an artifact of the, process, the transformation that it went through in Illustrator or something. Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes when you scale it up, because the lines aren't fixed, it will just doesn't scale it in proportion.
Yeah. Is that something that's easy to fix?
Yeah, I'll fix that.
Yeah.
Then I'll update all the headers between Facebook, Twitter, so that it's all in line.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great. What the only other I do also love the image. I think Marufa's suggestion about the teams. The only thing I would a couple of the minor points that I would say about it is that the speech bubbles with open source and pair programming have not so much space around the edge between the text and the bubble, the scrum. So like maybe all the speech bubbles can become a little bit bigger. I don't know what the best way to deal with that is.
Okay, cool. More space, and I can see code mobs who's not centered. So I'll sort that out.
Yeah, and then there's just on the level up on your coding. I guess like we probably should be trying to distinguish ourselves from those like there are all the other people like Block, Upcase, Code Academy, Code Wars, who are all that could be their level up on your code. I mean, for me, the level up seems to kind of resonate with me personally. I don't know if we've had this discussion before about that's a gaming terminology, and maybe that doesn't make sense for most people. But I wonder if there's like an alternate like sub tagline where we say something like, like it should the focus on like be team coding skills, like boost your team, like boost your team coding skills, and then we kind of distinguish ourselves from a lot of the other alternatives.
Yeah, that's perfect. Will you just put that in your notes, please?
Yeah, sure. I will. I'll do exactly that. Great. Boost team coding skills. All right, excellent. Well, thanks so much for working on that, Lara. That's wonderful. Okay, so I'll come back to this. I've just kind of cleaned out a lot of the action items there and put that in there. So you were saying that you wanted to take, in anticipation of Federico seeming very busy, you're going to do the social media plan for August. Which is great, much appreciated. Then you're going to ask about the podcast.
So I know that podcast has been outstanding for quite a long time. So I thought maybe I could jump in and help, but I'm just not sure what the help is needed.
Yes.
Is Federico doing the sound on it, or
yeah? So
it sounds good?
Yeah, what it is, it is that, so we recorded like 10 episodes, and I think that the first one was the audio was a bit dodgy, and yeah, what Federico did was he basically balanced all the audio, and he put kind of like intro music and outro music and a couple of bits and pieces to make it, and it made it sound great. I think he did a fantastic job, and we got that out. And then the second through 10th episodes have been recorded with a different system that should have made the sound levels, better. And we were anticipating that it would not take him I think it took him about 5 hours to produce the first one, and that's obviously a long time to put in. And but then it seems like it's still, like, in total about 3 hours work to do the episode, which, like, I guess it's because I've been trying to get him to document what he does, but he's finding it difficult to do that as well, and he's worried that. But the only thing I can understand, I think he's kind of, he's going through the thing in like a multi-track, I don't know, and like basically tweaking the sound levels all the way through, and that sounds like that's the, minute by minute, that's the time intensive process. And I think the attention to detail is fantastic, but I think we also, there was a point at which, if we'd had, episodes coming out every 2 weeks, we could have got into a flow and started building up an audience, and that's now not happened. And yeah, so it's difficult to know how to help him, and it's also difficult to know what the best thing to do is in terms of, like the best thing for the community. A certain amount of effort's been put into it already. I think Federico is very keen to keep on doing it sort of in the way that he's doing it. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Yeah, makes sense.
So when I look at the prices for some of the other people who could do it, they're sort of on the edge of, can we kind of afford that at the moment? I also don't want to put like huge amounts of pressure on Federico, because he's doing it, a fantastic job on a voluntary basis. But there's sometimes when, it gets to a point where almost like it's like, if this will take the next 3 months to get done, then actually we should look at something different.
Solutions.
Yeah.
Just to quickly go, just reverse 2 steps in terms, just talking about costings.
Yeah.
With Hootsuite, how much are they charging you? I can't remember.
It's, I think, £40 a month.
£14 a month. Okay.
40.
Okay, because at my new job now, I'm actually, I have to use Buffer, which is a bit cheaper.
Oh, really?
And it also helps create content, which is great.
Okay.
So, where we can just go on the $10 plan. And then you'll only have one access, because the team version is too expensive.
Okay.
But I'm finding it, in terms of producing content, really great. So if we need to save a few pounds or whatever there, we can.
Right, that's good to know. Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, if we could do a Buffer trial at some point. I think we probably, got the what's the word? The non-profit plan, and people kind of know how to use Hootsuite to some extent. But that would certainly be, dare I suggest, a demo at some point.
Yeah, perfect. I'll do that. I'm just getting I'm nearly comfortable with it. So
yeah. So yeah, no rush there. Go on.
So then, just to go back then to the podcasts. Yeah, maybe it is looking for a solution, then an affordable solution. Because, to spend 7 hours on fixing podcasts, you take that times by 10, that's 70 hours, which is like 2 weeks.
No, absolutely. It's I mean, Federico was going into it with the idea that, you know, by doing it repeatedly, that the time would go down. That the time has maybe not gone down as much as he would hope. And I think he probably feels it's difficult because, you know, he should, you know, difficult talking about him, not behind his back, because we're
no, we're not. No,
it's live broadcasting, and like we love Federico. And I mean, I really did a fantastic job on the first one.
We just want to find a solution that's going to take the pressure.
The difficult thing is, I think he's maybe feels he's taken it on, and he doesn't want to like let us down by saying he doesn't have the time to do it. But I think that's you know, that there will be no bad feeling. Like, I don't feel he should, you know, pour his efforts into it as a bottomless pit, as it were. I mean,
I understand that. I mean, it happened to me now with the new job and everything. You know, you get so involved with Agile Ventures, which is great, and then all of a sudden, a working project comes along, and you have to focus. You know, so your commitment has to change a bit.
Yes.
But so yeah. I think I have found a site with free audio editing. Don't know. I mean, how much was that other one that you found?
Well, the one that I'd found most recently, which was like $250 a month, and that was for, like. I mean, I think that the challenge for us is, like, from a marketing perspective, it's difficult to put a value on what having the podcast would be. There's kind of like this idea that if we had a podcast and it was, you know, going out regularly every 2 weeks, and we were building up a listener base, and that was helping sort of establish Agile Ventures credibility in this area and so on, that it could be very valuable down the line. It's just then a difficult question of, can we afford 250 or 200? I mean, I think when it comes down to like something like 40, you know, anything under £50 a month, we can kind of maybe take in our strides. If it's more than that, then it kind of needs to be like really close to generating revenue. But although perhaps that's too short-sighted, I don't know. It's difficult.
£250 is a lot of money. So yeah, I think maybe let's see. Maybe there are other tools out there. I can also do a bit of research this weekend. Yeah,
the other thing, the thing was that the other link that I posted, so I found one, there's like about 5 tools in there. And so even just doing a comparison to see who was the cheapest of those, the difficulty then, of course, is if we find one that does 100, is then like, what's the quality of their, presumably they would do like a trial for us.
Fiverr. Have you heard of Fiverr.com?
No, I don't know that I have, no.
Yeah, Fiverr.com is like a community of different freelancers and entrepreneurs and things like that.
Yeah.
And you can find somebody that's got, I only look for the high star ratings.
Right.
And that have got good reviews. And that might be a quicker solution where you're paying $20 a month or $30 a month, and we can look at that.
Good show. Okay. Yeah. Great. Well, to be continued.
I'll have a look. I'll research that and get.
Great. Then the other thing to mention there was the code of conduct.
Yeah. So, I mean, I did see you mention that it was chatted about at the AV community
meeting. Yes.
Meeting, which is great, because I do think it's an important one to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I think it should be part of the bot. I think once it's ready to go, that link must be part of the bot so that people can read the code of conduct.
Indeed. Yes. And now, is that? I mean, that certainly makes sense to me. I mean, I'm hoping that all Agile Ventures projects will ultimately adopt these, and that ultimately will have, like, you know, in the same way that GitHub is kind of recommending, you know, their projects have a code of conduct, that, you know, Agile Ventures project that will kind of be, you know, a natural part of it, and we'd be surprised if they didn't have a code of conduct. I mean, the thing that made the theme of the discussion in the Agile Ventures community meeting is I think Agile Ventures has been a kind of a pretty welcoming place, and I don't think there have been so many instances of racism or sexism. I think when we've had disagreements that tended to have been kind of a technical or a technological or a personal nature.
Yeah.
That I don't know if the code of conduct will help people, collaborate effectively. But I certainly feel like certainly what I'm hearing is that I think having the code of conduct is particularly to people who are in minorities, for want of a better word, having it is reassuring, and
Yeah, and I think it puts rules in place. I think, and I'll tell you why I thought about it, is that, and I'm not going to mention names, but I did feel a bit harassed by a new Agile Venture person who signed up a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, really?
And I put my foot down.
Okay.
And that's why I kind of thought, okay, you know what, we really need a code of conduct, because at least then we can say, here's the rules. This is what it's about.
Right.
And what you're doing is wrong, and you're going to get kicked out.
Okay.
I'm going to approach Sam or whatever.
Right.
So I think to have that is, I think to have it part of the bot would be a good thing, just so people know it's there.
Yes. No. Well, that's. Oh, go on, Marifa, please.
Sorry, I was gonna just say, I know of what you're all saying, but even in social media like Twitter, Instagram, they still have code of conduct, even though it's got nothing to do with what the features of the social media sites is. It's still there, so that there's rules in place if someone's misusing Twitter or you're misusing Instagram. So I think it's important that it's not about minorities because we're global, but it's the fact that it's more to do with the wordings of what people are saying, just knowing that there's rules in place. So I think it's important to have that.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think I think we're certainly moving in that direction. Some people are saying like, oh, shouldn't we make it mandatory that every project has it? I guess I'm hoping to introduce it in a way that people are clear that it's coming in and it doesn't feel heavy-handed. But yes, I'm very interested in what you were saying, Lara. I mean, I find that people joining the Slack can, I wouldn't necessarily use the word harass, but I often get a lot of people DMing me and asking for help and support. And even when I have told them several times, we're a community, please ask in the group channel. If you'd like individual additional support, then you can, upgrade to. They still persist in reaching out to me individually, thinking that somehow they are entitled to one-to-one support. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, mine wasn't more about Agile Ventures and support. Mine got quite personal in terms of like, am I married?
Yes.
Okay. Where's this? Where's that?
Yes.
So that's why I just thought that code of conduct kind of puts that kind of. Absolutely.
Yes, I find that behaviour completely unacceptable, and I'm saddened to hear that we had some of that, but I guess we do that's partly. I mean,
it will happen.
It
will happen.
And we've got lots of. Gone.
Yeah, it just depends how a person can handle it. Some people may not handle it and they might feel like they're being bullied or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and we have in our Slack a kind of an open environment, and then also once you're in the Slack, you can. I think from what I see in the visible channels, people tend to be pretty polite. Obviously, there's lots of private communication that goes on that we're not monitoring, and I think we need to make it clear. I noticed that, for example, the Greater Than Code community, they have their bot mentions that on arrival, and so I think I'm agreeing with you very strongly, Lara, that we should kind of make that front and center in the Slack. Go on, Marifa.
Who's writing this code of conduct? Has something been written?
Yeah. So what there is in the open source community at the moment, Marifa, is there's a big move towards a particular code of conduct, which is this contributor covenant, which is a code of conduct for open source projects, which I think the first version was put together by a transgender individual who works for GitHub, who has experienced a lot of, what's the word? A lot of harassment and so on. And so this is now like all of the open source projects now have this. So you may not know GitHub, but it's where all the code is stored for all the work that we do.
Fantastic. Yeah.
They have this community button here now, and so basically they have this checklist for, do you have a contributing guidelines, a license, and a code of conduct, and then you can like basically choose. And the important thing with this, so this is the, like, I think version 1.4, they're basically evolving it a bit like, you understand the concept of open source, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So in the same way that this is, people are able to sort of make suggestions about changing. I had some concerns about some of the language in the version 1.3 that has been addressed in version 1.4, and yeah, so they basically, GitHub's made it very, very easy to add this code of conduct that's, you know, people are agreeing is a good template, and you're not required. You can make changes to it. We can make changes to ours if we. I mean, I would very, very much like to get input from all of you here on, you know, is the version 1.4 of this, you know, a good one for us to use? You might have some concerns about it. Go on.
Can you Slack this to me? I would like to have a read and maybe try and make it more Agile Adventures tone. I don't know. I just want to have a read. And
I think
see
absolutely. I would,
because I think it'd be good to have it on our website to make sure that if we're going to put it on a blog, then we might have to add it like part of our website. So it'd be nice. Yeah, I would like to actually have a read.
Please do.
And maybe edit it.
I would strongly.
That'd be quite good.
Yeah, I would strongly encourage everyone to have a read. And so the way that I'm going at the moment is I'm kind of, in the first step I've taken is we've got a pull request into our website one project, which is the main project that runs the you know, it's like, yeah, it's here, that's the one, which is the software behind Agile Ventures. The step that I'm taking first is, for the community of developers working on this, is let's for in our development environment, let's adopt this. And, you know, it's actually some of the other projects, like the German RFM one already has the code of conduct in place. And yeah, at some point in the future, you know, it would be great to have that, you know, or some version of it, as you say, maybe slightly modified. I think it's sort of, we need to have like a code of conduct. And this also came up in the community meeting on Monday, which was, you know, the people who are starting projects with us, like, they're kind of like, what are the terms of service? I've just recently added a privacy. I've updated the process into, like, if you're in the I've been focusing my morning blog / review things on trying to update and improve the site, and so we now have a couple of changes to the sign up page, where we've got now the email sign up is re-enabled, and we've got a thing to block the spammers, but so we've also got an explicit privacy statement here, and I'd like to follow that up with a terms and conditions, and then I think code of conduct as well, you know, and have those linked to on every page in our site. The way to go. Go on.
I'm going to jump, sorry, but I've kind of done the interviews. I've done 2, and I want to do a 3rd one, and that'll be next week. And I realized, now that you've given me a list, I can try and communicate with the premium members one-to-one. I've kind of have an idea in mind, a timetable in mind. And same with the survey, I would like to talk about that maybe Monday. I don't think I'll have time today, but I think this weekend I'll try and do another draft if I need to for the code of conduct, because I think it's quite important we kind of implement that as soon as possible. So if I can do a first draft and then someone else can look at it, I don't know.
I guess I would say about drafting another version of the code of conduct is that I would say
not draft it, but just tweak it if I need to.
Well, feel free to do that. I guess I'm just conscious of that there are some people who may feel like it should be that everybody would embrace the code of conduct, and then have their maybe actually after what Laura said, maybe there is more of a priority to it. I guess I was hoping to go through a process with, we've got a large and diverse community, and I was hoping to work to introduce everybody, the individual projects, to the code of conduct before doing a top-down thing. But yeah, absolutely. Your thoughts on how I would very much like your feedback on the contributor covenant, and if there are changes that you think that should be made to it, period, and that would be very valuable. But
I might not even need to do anything. I just want to have a read and see
absolutely
if everything's okay.
And I would also love to hear your candid feedback and thoughts on it. Great. And as regards the interviews, you've got the list of the people. Now you also in the position now where you don't have you can't send them an email. Presumably, you mean just reaching out to them through Slack, right?
Yes. So I had 2 interviews this week, and a third one was supposed to. I mean, last week, but this week I was supposed to do a third one, but the guy fell ill. So hopefully next week I can have an interview. But I found the 2 feedback I got was quite good. It was just ideas, and so something that we can put. I just want to share. Can I go through it now?
You can. Yeah, I think we've covered all of Lara's items. Lara, we're good, right?
Yeah, no, I've just spoken to the developers. They're still trying to fix the bugs, so it's fine.
Great. Okay. Cool.
I'll stick around until they run.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yes, Marufa, tell us. Yes, interviews. I'm trying to find your document. It's somewhere in the Slack, I guess.
Yes, I printed it out so I can just say it out loud. It's okay.
Yeah, you can start talking. I'll continue to. I guess I'd love to bring it up. At the same time. I know that's rude of me.
No, that's fine. I'll just continue talking. I just had questions and I just did bullet points, so I just thought I'll explain it. So first one was really how did they find AgriVentures? And most of them, the 2 of the interviews, they both started a couple of years ago. So one was 1 year and the other one was 2 years, and they're through Berkeley's course. Course.
Yeah.
So I asked, what was right there? Describe it. They said it's fun, enjoyable, humorous, to explain to improve skills. They really, the first interview, they really enjoyed working with you, and I think they started, and they recommend people to the site through boot camps, word of mouth. So I think it's really good that we do it through digital promotions, but to have members actively, both of them, I asked them, they actively do talk about AgriVentures to colleagues or friends, whoever, and so that's really good. And the second interview said that they do have, through their recommendation, 4 other people did join, few other people did join Slack and AgriVentures, but some of them are not active. They are doing projects, but they're not active on Slack because, and even the person that I was interviewing said that they're less active on Slack because of time constraints. They're busy, but some just generally like looking, and he generally likes looking at different channels for information news rather than and to get up to date information. So I just thought that was quite interesting to know why people are deactivated on Slack. They said what persuaded them to become members, best environment to grow, interact with others with similar skills or skills above their own. So networking. So they really enjoyed that. Choosing project, pay, get more resource. So firstly, I want to know all the positive things that they had to say about Slack. But I asked also what would they like to be to improve, and they said need more members to help newcomers because they felt like they have seen over the years more members coming, but they're not really, new members are not really getting enough information or knowledge about projects. So rather, the way we have on the website with all the projects, they would prefer where like Ruby on Rails, all the code languages to match the project, so that it'd be easier for people to find which project they should go into. A bit more detailed, so that it's easier for new members to know about the project. And they also said that for new members, they felt that because they do a few projects, they said that. What did they say? Sorry, they said. Instead of getting new members having so many options to choose from, telling them about 1 or 2 projects and making them choose from that rather than a various project list of projects. What else did they say? Great features help. Oh, and there was another thing. Apparently, in projects that you have ranking of features, which is low, medium, high. So they were saying show projects and more in depth, and have the projects leveled be featured. So when a member joins a project, they can do X amount, and that be low, and then they do another Y amount, and then that becomes medium, and so forth, and then it becomes high. So rank it, so they know their development, or how much they're inputting into the project and how it's helping their skill set.
Right.
So I thought that was extremely interesting. Foundation of project. Okay, so the other, I think this one was personal. So this guy, he loves working for Agile Ventures. His IT is very logical, so that to learn skills repetitively and learn different approaches to problem solve in different ways and find out which way is faster. But he said that when he's trying to start up new projects, it's difficult to start up new project and the foundation of the project, because he doesn't feel there was enough support. So once asked help from a project manager, but got no reply, and went back to existing project as the support wasn't there to kickstart a new project. Yeah, so he's currently a little bit busy, but he uses Slack the projects a lot because he loves the fact that you can problem solve. So that's a really key. We never use this word problem solving in Agile Ventures, but I thought that was another quality that we do have, as well as teamwork. And the second interview, sorry, just trying to grab was it? Kind of said the same thing. Ruby on Rails is extremely important, and I kind of told you what he kind of said about Slack and why someone deactivated. But he says documentation is not enough, more conversation is needed. But I think we have the bot, is that what it's called? Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yeah.
So I think that would kind of help trigger more conversation and more interaction with new members, instead of just giving them like reports. So I think I thought when you recommended it last week, it was an extremely good idea. He said it's a great place to build CVs, network new people over the years. When need advice, help, someone is always there, long term or short term. So if you Slack someone, eventually someone does get back to you. So there's a bit from interview 1 and 2, I kind of got different feedback. One is saying there isn't, and one is saying there is. So I don't know. And then said the other recommendation from the second interview was numbers of people having jobs via AV. He said that he owes AV thanks for his career. So that was quite amazing. And he said and I asked about the newsletters for both of them, and they said they would want it more educational, to know more about, I don't know if I wrote this, more technological information. So if you could give them what's happening in the industry, what's happening in coding, or a way in which they can learn something, quick list or something. And they want to know, they said they would most likely type button if there's success stories on newsletter. So we kind of talked about that before, but we never got around to it. But if they could find any kind of numbers to correlate what how people are I'm trying to think how they're succeeding using Agile Ventures outside of Agile Ventures community, or would be a nice feature. So yeah, that was the interviews.
Great.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
So it was, I did get a lot of information. I just tried to condense it down, explaining it. But I thought that was quite interesting, and I would like to do more, but maybe if I can try and reach out one by one, someone, or from the list that I got, I only got 3, but it might be because of my email issues. So, but I think I think I'm willing, especially the last 2 that I did spoken to, they were in America. So, so the timing wasn't an issue for me. So and I'm thinking, if it's something that we can do one by one, it doesn't need to be just to get input on ideas. I think it'd be quite interesting. So yeah.
Great work.
Yeah. Also, can I move on to the next thing? Sorry.
Go on.
The survey, I kind of didn't look at it because I have thank you for giving me the response of the interviews, and it's really amazing that it has charts and it's broken down.
Yes.
So I think when we look at it, it would just be our intake, our, can't think of the word. Sorry, can't speak. Interpretation of the surveys. And I'm not too sure if it's because of my emails that people are not responding. There's only a few. Or would you like to do a recap on the surveys, and then I can try and again send them out through email and then have another...
I'm a little confused what you're saying. Like, have you
Oh.
tried to email people from your non-Agile Ventures email address?
No, I wasn't sure if you would want that.
Yeah, I think so. Well, you've got me the thing there. I think we can move towards sorting out your email so that you could contact more people via email. Yeah, I tried to take some notes on some of the main points from the interview. It sounds like the interviews were very successful in terms of getting, you know, thoughts and ideas and inputs. It makes me think, particularly if one person saying that they're owing their career development to Agile Ventures, you know, we might want to try, like, that sounds like a success story. Like, maybe we can like
try and get him to write
a person and say, could we include your story in the newsletter? Would be good, huh? Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
I need to run, sorry, but I just want to bring up one point.
Go on,
about the newsletter. I saw that you posted today that AV has a course on EDX. Can we not put that in the newsletter as well?
We can certainly mention it. It's not our course per se, but it's a course on edX that we are very strongly associated with. But yes, that could go into the newsletter.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Right,
thanks, Lara. Bye.
Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.
So we've got edX course to newsletter. Excellent. Well, I imagine, Marufa, you've probably got to go soon as well. Should we just try and to Blandine?
Can I just quickly say something about the newsletter? Sorry. I did do 2 articles, and I sent it to Federico because Federico tends to edit all my work. So I was like, edit it. I want to see what exactly I need to improve. But since he's busy, I'm going to Slack it to you guys.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Let's go on to Blandine. Sorry, you had to wait for a long time. You wanted to talk about user IDs?
Yes. Currently, I'm reading documentation in order to understand tracking ID, mechanism, implementation, and related function. I should be able to propose a quite consistent contribution this Monday. After the meeting, I will send you a message to have a clarification about some aspects.
Okay.
And that's all. Yeah. And for the blog post, I think it would be better to publish the before post tweets.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if
I'm afraid that your audio is breaking up, Blandine, and making it very difficult to hear what you're saying. I think we'll definitely try and review these, and I think then they can be published in whatever order you like, and if they want to get them in the newsletter first and then on Twitter, that's absolutely fine.
Can I? Sorry.
Go on, Marufa.
I was just going to say, can we go back to the survey for 2 seconds and the email issue? I'm not too sure what should I do next. Should I trying to think. Do you want to do something tomorrow or whenever you're available and try and see if I could do it like pairing session with you, trying to fix whatever issue I'm having with my Agile Ventures? If you're not available.
Yeah, I'm flying to Japan tomorrow, and
sorry.
That's all right. Well, it's unfortunate that Lara went. Actually, I should have mentioned it before she left. Yeah, so I'm going to be. I'll be around on Slack and so on, but I'll be away for a few weeks, so I won't necessarily be in these meetings. Looking at your, I was just looking at the error message that you got there. I mean, I think I can maybe make some suggestions on the basis of that, and if they don't work, I will set you up like a hard email address, and so you'll be able to do marufa@agileventures.org and send them. I think seeing those, I mean, I can say looking at them now, the error seems to be coming there because it's saying like it's going to like mail.agileventures.org. Well, anyway, but I guess for this thing, you're using the settings exactly as so you're going for an email address there of marufabegum@agileventures.org.
Email address. I don't know what the email address is. That's what Matt said. His one, what his name's surname.
Yeah, no. Well, your one should be marufa@agileventures.org.
Just Marufa. Okay, I'll try
just
that.
First name. Everybody who's got that may be it. Everybody who's got email addresses on Agile Ventures, it's their first name. I'm Sam@agileventures.org.
Maybe that simple. So maybe. I'll try and test it tonight and just let you know.
Yeah, and if it doesn't work, no problem. We'll get you. We'll find another way. But this is like the value of the screenshots is often things like that can just come through. But yeah, so just your first name @agileventures.org, and maybe that'll fix it.
Okay. So I just have one more question.
Go on.
Sorry, it's before you go. With the NHS report,
yes.
When would you like me to complete the first draft and send it to you?
If you could complete that by August the 1st, that would be very helpful. Is that reasonable?
Yeah, that's reasonable. Yes.
Yeah, just so we can spend a week kind of going backwards and forwards, and then it's ready to go out on August the 9th.
Perfect.
Great.
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you.
Excellent. Wonderful. All right, thanks, Marufa. I don't know if that was Marufa walking off to go back to work.
Yes, I have to go. Bye, guys.
No problem. Sorry. Take care. Bye for now. See you soon. Okay. For NHS, God, what's it called? This report. Yeah. So Blandine, I don't know. Can you hear us? Okay. I guess maybe it's not the audio connection not working. I'll try and make sure that the video is posted. Yeah. Oh well. Well, I think that's the meeting then. Bye everyone.